G'day everybody. Today I want to give you a little bit of information. We've had a lot of questions lately about our vehicles because we're now driving two vehicles. So we thought we would take you through and explain to you how it is that we came about to be driving the Triton you see behind us, our four-wheel drive, and also you'll see here is the motorhome. And so we thought much quicker for us to explain it here in a video. I've been able to give really short answers in our posts, but well, I'd like to give you the longer version, explain to you exactly how we came about to end up with this situation where we're driving a four-wheel drive, which Adele gets the keys to, and I take the motorhome, and that's what we're using now to travel around Australia. So come on, we'll sit down and take you through the reasons of why we're driving both vehicles and how we think that's working for us. So it was 2015 when we come up with the idea of traveling around Australia, and we spent the year doing our research, and by October 2015 we bought the Winnebago Esperance. It's a 2009 model, and we bought that back then, October 2015, and by February the 1st, 2016, we left.
We were on our way.
We were off, and we left Brisbane and travelled all the way around Australia, and we did that for around 3.5 years before we decided it was time to spend a little bit of time back in Brisbane. Our mums were really missing us, our sons were really missing us, and we needed to go back, spend a little bit of time with our family. So we did that, but we didn't want to stop exploring, did we? So we wanted to keep doing some travelling, and we then realised, hey, we'd spent 3.5 years driving around Australia, seeing this entire country, but there was so much in our...
We missed a lot.
There was a lot in that southeast Queensland corner which we hadn't seen, hadn't there? So I started doing trips to Fraser Island and with some mates going fishing, and they were pretty awesome, but
I didn't get to go.
no, someone was missing out and wasn't happy about that. So we decided that I'd get Adele on one of those trips too. But so the key to that was we wanted to start going to Fraser Island, and the other place that we went to often when we first got married was Moreton Island.
Yeah, we went there a few times.
We love Moreton. It's a great place, straight off Brisbane, 2-hour barge trip, 90-minute barge trip across the Moreton Bay, and you're on Moreton Island. It's absolutely magnificent. So we wanted to explore those islands, but we also wanted a vehicle that was going to get us to Cape Moreton. It was going to get us into the Bungle Bungles. It was going to get us on the beach at Warora Station in Western Australia. It was just going to get us a lot more places. Kakadu.
Gunlam Falls.
Yeah, we wanted to get into Gunlam Falls at Kakadu. The motorhome wouldn't let us do that. We were spewing that we missed out on Lawnhill National Park. There was just so much more of the country we wanted to see that the motorhome didn't get us. Now, to tow a little Suzuki behind the motorhome, sure, it's a great option. It's going to get you down the shops. It's going to let you head out for the day and go on a bit of a trip. But what it wasn't going to do was it wasn't going to let us go to Fraser Island for a week or Moreton Island for a week. It wasn't going to let us park up the motorhome in Darwin or a Caravan and then head off around Kakadu and explore all the off-road places. Things like that. We can chuck a tent in the four-wheel drive or a rooftop tent and head up to the Cape. So we wanted that sort of an opportunity, and a little Suzuki just wasn't going to do that for us, was it?
Really.
So we wanted a serious four-wheel drive that was going to allow us to do more things, but we didn't have a big budget because we were going to spend a lot of time on the beaches. The reality is your vehicle isn't going to be the same after that. As it turned out, we ended up spending nearly 5 months on Fraser Island throughout 2020 and during COVID. So we wanted something that was going to allow us to do, a lot of off-road and handle that. So, but we didn't, and because of that, we didn't want to be spending 40, 60, 80 or $100,000 on a vehicle. So we looked about, and the reality is Tritons are a great four-wheel drive given the price that they are. So value for money, they're excellent, and that suited us. So we started looking around at some Tritons. We found we had a budget of 10 grand, and we found a 2009 model, didn't we? And we were...
8 or 9?
It was 9,000, it was 10,000 actually, and we could have got it for 9 grand. And so we were about to buy that. We looked at that on the Friday, and we thought we'll go home on the weekend, or it might have been the Thursday. We'll go home, look at it over on the weekend, have a think about it. But we decided we were going to buy it, and then all of a sudden Friday night, up popped this ad for the Triton. It was a 2015 model, and we picked it up for 11.5 grand. So we just couldn't say no. It was just a great opportunity. So we grabbed the Triton, and it was completely standard, didn't even have a tow bar on it, no bull bar, no nothing, no canopy. So everything that we wanted within the four-wheel drive, we've had to do that since. So we got the Triton and set that all up how we want it to be, that was going to allow us to do the things we've just described, and that's how we've come about to have both the motorhome and the Triton. Now we looked into towing, so we thought, okay, the best option here is going to be if we're towing something with the Triton. But the reality is the Tritons don't have a great tow rating, they're quite limited. Once we've put the canopy on the back, we've put the fridge inside, we've put the bull bar on, we've put the winch on, and all the other equipment we've done to it, it's really just not going to allow us to tow very much in a van. So we're looking at a Jayco expander, something like that. Well, we just found we couldn't make the decision on doing it, and one day we came to the reality of the reason why we couldn't make that decision, the reason why we were
hesitant.
so hesitant with it, was that we really didn't want to do it. Our friends, we've had a few friends that have had expanders or caravans that sort of size, and the layouts didn't grab us. And the difference between going to something that size from our motorhome just
we've got
wasn't
a
appealing.
in the motorhome, and it just makes it so much bigger inside. So.
It is. So the things that we love about the motorhome is it's so much more space internally, and there's so much more storage space externally. So we get the best of both worlds. On top of that, we don't have to worry about how we pack the vehicle, what the weights are specifically, and as far as being concerned that it might roll over, because motorhomes don't roll over. I mean, yes, it could, but the reality is out of 100 rollovers, 99.9 of them are caravans. So we really didn't want to have to be bothered with, how we pack the Caravan and the setup, as well as the lack of what we've seen in caravans from our perspective of owning the motorhome. And what we've got here is there was just a lot less storage space externally. So we've decided we wanted to keep the motorhome. We love the four-wheel drive, and so it was just a case of how we make this work. So once we come to that decision, then it was a matter of, okay, can we tow the Triton? The answer to that is, it's an automatic, so no, we can't flat tow it. The other one, which has always appealed to me, because even if you could flat tow, you're supposed to stop every 300, 350 kilometres to run the engine again and lubricate the oils through there. So we don't have to worry about that, and it was just much simpler I thought. The other thing is you can't reverse when you're flat towing, so if you went down a wrong street, then you could be stuck, so you'd have to get out and unhook. So my preference was always, if we were going to do that, would be by a trailer. But by the time you put the big Triton on, and we've got a trailer as well, the weights would be right near the limit. Now, one of the big benefits that we now have is this holds 100 litres of water. So we've got 100 litres of drinking water, as well as grey water.
Yep.
I think it's another 100 litres, and our black water. The Triton allows us to carry another 100 litres of water in it. So, and we're even looking at buying a bladder, which would give us another 125 litres, and it can cover across the floor on the back seat.
Yeah.
If we had all of that, we can have up to 300 litres of water. And that would allow us to free camp in some of the most amazing places.
And stay longer.
And stay longer. Where in the past, we've gone to some extraordinary places like Barn Hill Station.
Only stayed a couple of days.
Only stayed 2 nights, didn't we? So now it allows us to go to a place like Barn Hill Station, and we can stay there as long as we like, really, because as we're out and about exploring the 4-wheel drive, we can take the empty water, and just fill those up, bring them back, and pour them back in the motorhome. So we're really set. So it's that's a quick rundown on how we ended up in the motorhome and the 4-wheel drive. As I was saying, so putting the 4-wheel drive on a trailer, it's just not going to offer us everything that we wanted it to do. So at this stage, this is our first trip we've done in both vehicles. I drive the motorhome, and the boss gets the 4-wheel drive, the comforts of the 4-wheel drive, and that's it. So far it's working out for us. So when we finish this trip and we're back home for Christmas, I'll sit down, we'll analyse out what the difference in costs were with fuel, but I suspect it will be higher in cost than what we were just driving the motorhome. But if we were towing a vehicle behind the motorhome, and this is what someone contacted us and let us know about, they also had a motorhome and a Triton, and they told us they drive both. They looked at it and thought that by the time they hooked up the vehicle behind the motorhome and towed it, with the wind drag and everything, the costs of fuel, there wasn't really that much difference in costs. I think there's going to be some difference, but one of the other big benefits is now we pull up and the motorhome acts like a Caravan. It stays still, so we're not driving the motorhome around sightseeing. We're doing that in the 4-wheel drive, which is more economical.
We can put the awning out.
Yeah, well, certainly the benefits for us now are huge. So it allows us to do so much more. And we're here at the Island View Caravan Park in Yeppoon, and Andrew, the owner's just driven past and given us a wave. So this allows us to get out and see some of the most extraordinary places we have been. Seen some really cool stuff this trip, haven't we, that we wouldn't have seen before. Croombit Tops was certainly a big one, and
Notch Point,
but Croombit Tops, you wouldn't even get a Suzuki up there. That was serious 4-wheel driving. It was great fun. So we had other plans for this trip, not sure whether we're going to still see them out Byfield and Curtis Island, but it's getting fairly hot, and the midges are starting to get bad, so we might leave them for the next trip next year when we're looking to do the Cape, and we'll be coming back past here. We might do them then.
Mid-year might be better.
Mid-year would be better. So but we now are able to carry a tent with us. So if we want to do that, maybe on the way back we might even drop into Fraser Island for a few days. We can do this now. So we've got our tent with us, we've got our camping gear, we can head off and spend time off-road for as long as we want, really. So
we've got the fridge in the 4-wheel drive.
Yep, so the fridge has our 130 litre Vitrafigo fridge freezer, so it's all set up, does everything that we want it to do. So that's really how we got to this point where we're driving both a motorhome and a 4-wheel drive
separately.
At this point, it's working really, really well for us. We're loving what it offers. It's the best of both worlds. It's just a matter of working out what it's doing to our fuel costs. I expect it to be a little bit more. I don't think it'll be astronomically more.
It won't be double.
No, it won't be double, I don't think. So, so we'll just have to work that out. But apart from that, it's the best of both worlds.
Yep.
The comforts and luxury of the Esperance, our Winnebago Esperance. You know, just the space that it offers, it's just fantastic. The comforts in there, the security and the safety of the motorhome. So we've got that, plus we've got the 4-wheel drive that gets us anywhere we want to go.
To all these other places.
Yep. So that's how we've got to this point where we're driving both a motorhome and a 4-wheel drive. It's working for us. This was the easiest way to explain all that, and hopefully it does that for you. And look, thanks for all the questions, and I know it's a big one. We're a little bit different doing this than most people's way of traveling, but Caravan certainly just didn't suit us. No, it's not what we wanted to do, and this does, so we're making it work, and it's working great for us.
We like it.
Thanks very much for watching the video, guys. Hope it helps out explaining all of that, and rather than just a quick answer in a Facebook post. And thanks again for watching. Remember, you can check out our website, indefiniteleave.com.au, and there's heaps of information up on there too. Alright guys, cheers, bye.